So, are you getting that hair transplant that you were talking about?
Yeah, after you get the light.
Sorry.
Whoa. Hello. Brent, I look good in the black.
Oh, we're getting the thumbs up. We're good. I probably have to lower my microphone, though.
Oh.
Yeah, okay.
Are we good?
How are you?
I'm great. Today has been an amazing week. This week has been an amazing week. We're a little tired, but how are you?
I am struggling right now.
You are struggling multiple
If the podcast
reasons.
has to end early, I am sick. We'll word it that way.
We're not going to the casino tonight,
We're
believe
not.
it or not.
We were supposed to, but I'm not feeling well out of nowhere, and yeah, I might have to run.
But don't worry, we have backup plans just in case. I'm
Jake will fill in if I have to disappear. But I'm going to try and hold out for you guys, and yeah, we're going to try and make it through today. So I apologize if I seem off. I am genuinely, struggling right now. But with that being said, it's a good week.
It's a great week.
This podcast might be, I say that, I feel like I say that all the time. This might be our most packed podcast. That's why we're still doing it. But I say that all the time. It's just packed with information.
You know, before we get into that, we can say on a personal level, it's not only been a great week, it's been kind of an expensive week.
Oh my God, don't even get me started. So
Before we say anything, how many hours have you spent on the phone with Universal?
Okay, so I want to say something about that. Universal has probably the worst booking system I have ever seen in my life. I struggled, guys. The whole reason the Marineland video didn't go up was because I was on the phone with like 6 different Universal departments to get a hotel room. And what was going on was I have an annual pass to Universal Studios, and you get like 30 to 45% off. I originally had 45% off the hotel, and I wasn't aware that they had launched the Epic Universe tickets to season pass holders at the time. So I was struggling. The deals were disappearing.
Yep.
Things weren't working. I was like, when I was trying to pay, it was declining.
The price was literally going up right before our eyes.
So when we first booked the hotel, which same day, by the way, it was 3,000 American dollars. I want you guys to guess in the comment section down below, even though this is TMI and probably no one's business, but how much do you think our hotel room was at the end when we finally got it booked? The whole cost. So 3,000 American dollars was the original starting price. Whoever said 4,000 is very close. It's 4,000? 45? Very close. It was about $4,300 American. So yes. So if you can imagine me, I was like, the fuck is that? What just happened? Like, we had a good deal. Like, so it was a little bothersome.
It is Hard Rock, though,
Yeah.
so it's going to be like a very, very good experience.
It is. They've never been. I've been to Hard Rock, and I've been to Portofino Bay, and they are some of my favorite resorts I've ever stayed at, other than the JW Marriott in Florida as well. One of my favorites. They have a lazy river. Yeah. So we're excited about that. We are a little nervous because things are a little complicated in the global climate right now.
Yeah,
but
that's, we can.
Telling us to go to the casino and make the money back.
Every time we go to the casino, we don't even make the money we spent back. Even Jake's on a losing streak now.
This is terrible.
But with that being said, things are really exciting, but also really worrisome because we booked our vacation June 12th to June 18th, and Alpen Fury's construction is up in the air, and my event is all centered around the opening day of Alpen Fury. So it's either going to be the end of May, my event, or it's going to be first or second week of June. So,
Which, by the way, we're not saying anything yet because we don't.
Yes,
no.
This isn't us saying that it is 100% delayed.
It's like one of those fears or whatever that, like, actually, I didn't even think about this. We were walking in Vaughan Mills today, and Brendan's like, sir, you know what I've been thinking about recently?
I've been having trouble sleeping.
Oh.
I'm like, I got my Coke Zero here, so don't worry. But yeah, so it's a little worrisome. But
think of Epic Universe. Guys, we spent $450 US, 600 Canadian just to go to Epic Universe for one day.
I'll have a team managing the event, worst case scenario. But anyways, that's a thought for down the road.
That's like, yeah, it's a joke.
What?
So.
Oh, Jake's in your... Wait, you're coming to the event, though.
If it gets moved, I'm in Europe.
Oh, Amanda's there by herself.
We'll get her a gift basket.
Oh my. So it's a very exciting week because I'm going to tell you guys some of my opinions on something, and I'm excited / a little let down, which we'll get into. Obviously, the topic of this podcast is mostly going to be World Expo, which seemed like the... Oh, you weren't around last year.
Where was I? I don't know where I was.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Where were you?
I was at Cedar Point.
But it's going to be World Expo, which is a common theme. And if you're a Patreon, you know what exactly I'm talking about right now. But we're going to go into a little detail about my further thoughts on that. We're going to talk about Alpen Fury construction. Vortex was supposed to be testing this weekend, and it looks like that's going to change. They've done a lot of work on the mountain today, which seemed like prep work for them to work on the 2 towers and finish them off.
So okay, the two.
Can you take over for a second?
The 2 like, it's a big job, right? Like, I know at the construction tour they said, yeah, we get the crane for 2 weeks, this, that, blah blah blah, whatever. And it's a really big job, especially with the weather we've had the last few days, right? Like the snow, the wind. You can't lift pieces in the wind, so it's a lot of work, but. They've done so much work with the support structure, right? Now it's getting closer to installing the track. But if you look, in the animations, that whole section where you invert is free floating, right? So it's basically a big arch, and those 2 towers are supporting the bases of those arch that the track will form. So it's a lot of work because you have to lift all of that up at once. And when you put one piece of track in, because it will be self-supporting, you have to do it all at the same time, right? So there are a lot of bolts that they need to torque. There's a lot of things they need to align. There's still some smaller columns they still need to get into place. So yeah, they're so close to topping it off, but that top section needs to be done all at once. So the prep work just to do that is pretty intense.
Yeah.
And obviously that will take priority because that crane is not cheap to have on site.
No, they need that crane out of there too before the park opens on the 26th. So essentially, I'm so happy you said this because I was thinking about this today when I was flying. They have to build this thing in a very specific way because there's specific track pieces that are going to rely on the track pieces on either end working their way up so that they can crown the top hat at the top. So, yes, tower number 2 out of the 2 towers as it exit. And when I say tower, we're talking about the support columns. That make up the structure that holds the track. So tower number 2 is about 3/4 of the way done, would you say, based on what you saw today? And tower number 1 is about half done, maybe a little more. I don't know.
It's around. There's not there's a lot less pieces than obviously like they're way over half done. Like they're probably 75% of the way there.
The total
structure, yeah.
Yes, in track is like. It's right there at the exit of the mountain too, which you can't see from the drone. The track and the pullout is there.
Well, based off of what's even in the parking lot, just the arch alone, you figure is what, like 3-4 pieces, maybe 4 for the arch.
Yeah, it's like 4 pieces, and then maybe another 3 to get it back down, 4 to get it back down. So in total 7. They've got all their track and supports ready over in some of the other areas as well. So I'm really hoping that we see them start to work on weekends. Because this week they've lost a day. They lost a half day today. They had to stop, which is upsetting.
And snow squall though. Like you need visibility when you're doing those type of things.
But they lifted a little cherry picker onto, which was very interesting to watch. I filmed it for you guys. A cherry picker and a giant toolbox for the torquing onto the top of the mountain. So they're definitely getting ready. I'm hoping that's a sign that they're going to, really work their way through the weekend. Mm-hmm. They're delivering a lot of pieces over to the Extreme Skyflyer loop as well, which was why I was getting a little confused. Like they're lining up their pieces, but I guess they're trying to use as much labor as possible. So while they're building the thing, they're having their other team deliver the sections to where they need to go.
And on the day they couldn't use the big crane, because of winds, they're like, okay, well, we can still maybe transport things inside the park.
Yeah. So yes, we're at that time frame now where if they have a lot of delays. Like there's like I would say 3 more days. Can you take over? My stomach is killing me.
Are you? Okay.
No, I'm fine right now.
Okay.
But
Here's the biggest thing, at least from like what we can see, is the big crane, right? Like they gotta really utilize that, efficiently, and with all the delays and stuff, that means the crane for each day they lose, like when you're planning something to have the crane there for 2 weeks, you're going to plan in like, okay, we may lose 1 or 2 days, but if you keep losing days, then you're obviously going to need the crane there longer than it has to be. And then if that crane is there longer than it has to be, it pushes everything back, a certain amount of days. And we've already lost essentially 2 days, right? And, with certain things that are going to start, training and testing in the area, there could be more time lost there, unfortunately, right? Like that may prevent certain parts of the project from taking place during like weekends per se, right? Because a lot of times in a situation like this, when you have project deliverables, you have to agree on, right? And you have to deliver. That's like, okay, we have to work into overtime, but there are physical constraints that will prevent that from happening. And that's just the regular operations in the park. And you brought this up, like how big those cranes are and all the equipment coming in and out. There's a lot of interlocking work and landscaping work they need to do, because you can't open the park and you can't just have broken bricks and mud everywhere, right?
Yeah.
Like that in itself is a job that a whole other team has to come in and do. But it all needs to align perfectly. And I think what you were saying is it's starting to get to that crunch time where things might overlap, but obviously erecting the rest of the structure is going to take priority over doing interlock.
yeah.
So
They need the cranes out firsthand. Those things are heavy.
They're huge. Yeah,
they're done the steel structure, I think, as of today for the station. Timber Kits is then going to arrive and start, installing those fabricated sections of wood. They have to build the queue line too. They haven't even dug out the queue line, which is like it's insane. Especially considering, like, I'm not lying to you guys, the park did tell me that the ride should be ready by Victoria Day.
Yeah.
So it's very aggressive in terms of how much work is left to do. But when you also look at it, it's like they're already doing the clearance envelope testing.
Yeah.
The electrical is hooked up to the launch.
The first launch.
Like
appears
the
to be
first launch
fully-
looks like set up and ready to go.
And the station, let's talk about the station, the building, like the roof is on the gift shop and the photo booth. So they're going to start putting the insulation in soon. All or most of the steel framework, would you say, is already done? So that's a positive thing. Catwalks are in place.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, it's what, to me, if they work this weekend, that's a really good sign. That, I think, would pick up for the missed time last week and this week. So I'm really hoping they're working this weekend.
Do you think they will?
If I was managing a project and I was where I am right now, I would have them come in this weekend. But then again, that means I don't know how that works in construction, because obviously I'm not a blue collar worker. Like, I'm not intelligent in that field. Can you even get the same crane operator to work a 7-day week and then continue on?
No.
Right? So that's the other thing.
The problem is too with a situation like that is, Wonderland has hired a certain company, like the company to erect the structure, right? But Wonderland didn't go and hire the crane company. That's going to be sublet, like subcontracted out. So technically the crane company, they don't even work for Wonderland. They work for the people who are erecting the ride off of their timetable. So there's just so many like variables and stuff that sometimes it could be even difficult for a park like Wonderland to try and manage all of that, because I'm not saying they don't know what's going on, but they aren't the ones creating the timetable for situations like that, right? Like Wonderland is not there saying, okay, this, and this piece of track are getting put in today. That's not their decision. They hired the contractor. That's up to the contractor to do.
Yeah. It's just like, I'm a little shocked because I've been told a few things that haven't happened with construction. And like, do you remember when we were talking about there would be 2 teams almost building this? I haven't seen that. And it just like, like 2 teams would honestly solve a lot of the issues.
Yeah, like you can
In
work on
terms of you could
multiple
have one
parts.
starting at Extreme Skyflyer and the other working on that. So it's a little upsetting that I haven't seen that. But again, that would almost double the cost of construction. So it kind of makes sense. But when this park is very desperate to get people in, and I'm sure you guys saw the attendance report that gets put out every year about parks, and you guys saw the huge decrease in attendance that Canada's Wonderland was posted on that attendance report. I can pretty much confirm that those attendance numbers are probably pretty accurate, and that Wonderland is on the down in terms of attendance growth, and they're sloping down. So they need to catch
They
that
need
fall
this,
now.
like, yeah.
So this needs to be open, and yeah, I mean, like, they really need to get this thing open, not in end of June
I think
like we're used to.
it's also maybe like a reputation thing, right? With Wonderland, like you don't want to develop that reputation. I'm not saying Wonderland has any reputation like that. In fact, I think Wonderland has a pretty good reputation when it comes to opening rides, like on time or when the ride opens, that it's fully operational, right? But you don't want to start developing that reputation, like, hey, we're having a new ride, but we like it could be open in spring, it could be open in summer,
Yeah.
it could be open in 2026.
Well, and this affects
not
everything,
gonna
right?
happen.
Because so Alpen Fury is taking longer to build, which means our 2026 attraction is now behind schedule as well, right? It's evident that whatever's going on in Time Warp is probably going to be a part of whatever expansion they're going to announce at the end of this year. There's land prep going on. Service roads were built in Time Warp's plot of land, so like it's definitely for something. And then if you're a Patreon, you know what I'm about to talk about a little bit. I guess we're transitioning into World Expo. How do I word this? There's some surveying going on today at Flight Deck. And if I was to make a guess, a lot of people might jump to the conclusion that it's, Flight Deck's going to get removed next year at the end of this season. But if I was to make a wild speculative guess, I'm gonna commit to the opposite. That Flight Deck is probably here to stay for a while, and we're probably gonna see new trains and new track pieces installed in the off season at the end of 2025.
Yay.
Feels like I have a baby and it's kicking.
Saw movement.
But yeah. So, what do you think's happening to Flight Deck? If you had to take a wild guess, what do you think the direction Wonderland would go with Flight Deck? Do you think they would remove it, renovate it?
I mean, personally, I think they should remove it. I think investing money in a ride like that would be almost kind of foolish, especially with lower ridership, because the problem is it already has that reputation, right? I don't think getting new trains and maybe like ironing out some of the kinks in the track are going to do much difference. But
what park was it, Jake, that did a refurbishment?
Maurice Pier.
Maurice Piers.
Great
That's what I think is going to
Nor'easter.
happen to ours.
Okay, here's the thing that frustrates me. If
All the track was removed. They put all brand new track, new trains.
Yeah.
if we get something like that, the thing that frustrates me is Wonderland is the caliber of park that shouldn't have a ride like a Vekoma SLC.
I agree.
We should have a more grander ride. We should have something more. And I'm not saying that there's anything. Well, yeah, maybe I am saying there's something wrong with Vekoma SLCs. But, with the park we are, like that kind of a ride, you would expect at a place maybe like Kentucky Kingdom, which has one, or Darien Lake, which has ones, like a park that doesn't see the attendance that Wonderland does, right? Like, I don't understand why keep that around. Especially when it, isn't the most popular attraction anymore.
Yeah. I don't know if there's too much else I can say on it.
Yeah, it's kind of hard.
Yeah, I'd like to talk about it. It's just like it's evident that with the removal of Time Warp, seeing like from the drones surveying going on Flight Deck, and other things obviously as well that we won't get into, and Kingswood also having some action going on, that there's some sort of massive expansion planned for that area. And whether it's going to be something they announce all at once at the end of this season in August, or it's going to be something that they announce every couple of years, that's where it gets interesting, because now we know that Alpenfest is a multi-year expansion as well. So, and I can't see them taking a break in Alpenfest, because that would just be really weird. Like, oh, okay, like there's your coaster, but 4 years
Frontier
later,
Canada.
there's your theming. Like, it almost seems like they gave up on Frontier Canada a little bit.
Yeah, Yukon Striker. Oh no, that wasn't it.
Where are your trains for Leviathan?
They're on. They're on. She's ready to go.
Is she?
No.
Oh man. But yeah, so I'm excited because I really hope that my prediction on a hotel in Kingswood comes true. You can all boo me now. Boo me.
Boo!
Throw tomatoes at me.
Boo!
But I'm hoping that it's like a multi-year expansion. They're announcing, the Alpenfest is going to get its theme. Flight Deck's getting completely remodeled. This new thing at Time Warp,
Okay, well, if Flight Deck is here to stay, I don't think whatever is going on with Time Warp's Plot of Land is going to be for a major roller coaster.
No, it can't. Like, where is it going to go? Kingswood, but like
if
it's,
Flight Deck were to let's just say if Flight
Yeah.
Deck were to, they said, oh hey, Flight Deck's closing in September 2020, like September of this year, then I'd say, hey, that's definitely for a roller coaster there. They're going to do something there. But now if they're going to keep that, that's not going to be a roller coaster.
I think they're going to close Flight Deck, probably for Haunt or after Haunt. Well, obviously after Haunt, but there's a chance they could if they need to retrack it.
Well, no, but I mean, when I say close, I mean close to get
For
rid
good.
of. Yeah.
Oh,
like,
yeah. Yeah, no, I wish it was closing for good. I just have a sneaky feeling that it's not, and we're going to get new track and new trains.
Yeah, they'll close King to Ka, but they'll keep Flight Deck open. Okay.
Just remember that my good drone can see things and logos. So trust what I'm saying right now.
What's the zoom again? 112 times zoom?
112 times
112 times zoom. It goes pretty far.
Yeah, and when I saw it today, I wish I hadn't seen. But hey, I mean, it's investment.
It's investments, yeah. Writing shows up pretty clear on that.
But
Yeti truck?
Yeti track? What about it?
Fuck about
What is that?
It's
Yeti track?
there.
Santa.
The producers told me to talk about Yeti track. Hey guys, it's there.
Santa's Village. Woo!
No,
It's gonna be open.
We'll be
before-
filming it. Don't worry.
before
It
Alpen
might be
Fury.
open before Alpen Fury.
At this rate, Siren's Curse is gonna be open before.
It's
us.
crazy how Siren's Curse caught up.
But
But
all
then
the
again,
track
they're
is
not
already
building
made.
these really complex. Like, that's where they're losing all their time right now, is that mountain piece. Like, it's insanity. And then the one that goes over the service road is complex as well. At least the stall and the double inverting in itself over the World Expo globe is easier to build, the support structure. So, yeah. But, man, they really... Like, do they need that big crane for the Skyflyer loop?
I don't know.
They need 3 cranes for the over the globe.
They're gonna probably need at least. Yeah, because one to hold either side and then to bring it in. But it depends. I don't know how heavy the double spine pieces are. They may need the big crane because it has the bigger load rating. That I don't know. That might be why they've put off like doing it.
Yeah. I mean, they're bringing in pieces. I'm really hoping we see that second team. I'm really hoping. But it's not going to happen.
I'm more blown away by how much interlocking they're gonna have to do. Like half of International Street needs to be redone.
The interlocking people and me have a bad relationship. Do you remember when I filmed them at the end of last season? They pretty much gave me the finger.
I don't blame them.
I think I said that in the video
Yeah.
too. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I totally understand, but I'm going to film you. And they're just looking at the camera like, who the hell are you? Oh, man.
Galaxyland?
Galaxyland, am I a bad enthusiast if I just don't care?
I don't know. No,
Do you have
yeah.
anything to say
No, I
about the
don't.
family Vekoma?
Yeah, it's gonna get an indoor Vekoma, so that's always exciting when Canada gets.
It's
new
like a
roller
family
coaster,
thrill
but-
one, right? That's what everyone's saying. Like
Like their headliner, but the headliner rider of what?
Oh, I guess it's their best attraction.
Right, but you put
It's like
flight
calling
deck there,
Backlot
yeah.
Sun Coaster.
Whoa, what's wrong with that? Backlot is a great attraction, high quality ride.
I just I don't know. I just don't care about Galaxyland. And there's people in here asking questions about some of the American parks. Like, oh, you know, this like rides this far along.
They're asking you to get your construction tour vest and get to work. Start building the coaster.
We'll try.
Am I the crane or am I a construction worker?
You're the counterweight
Jake,
on the back
Jake
of
just
the crane.
informed me that people are telling me to get to work and build. I don't know if you want me building.
Guys, you should have seen on the construction tour. He was the only one in nice shiny boots, a nice shiny white hard hat, nice shiny vest, and he was wearing this like $400 Coach bag and had all the camera gear, and everyone was just staring at him like he's never picked up.
When we walked
he's never
into the
picked up
mountain,
a shovel in his life.
And I didn't realize what I looked like and sitting there like, read the room, Brendan.
It's like construction worker wears Prada.
Oh, it's like what's the Paris Hilton and Nicole Richie show where they have to go and do
Oh
that?
yeah. That was very funny.
Oh my god. Yeah, I definitely didn't read the room there.
Yeah, they were all like, okay. And he's the one who's telling us to work faster.
Can you imagine you and I assembling this ride? We would do one piece and we'd be like, okay, time for a break.
Yeah, I'd be like, I'm going to Chipotle.
Please, it would be Tim Hortons. Can I get a
Oh,
Boston
can
cream
I
and
have ice
an iced cap with chocolate milk?
That's my order, by the way. Iced cap with chocolate milk and Boston cream.
We're obsessed with Coke Zero now, though. But it's helped with the weight loss.
Yeah.
A nutritionist on TikTok, this is going to sound crazy, but okay, I have an addiction to sugar and salt. And a nutritionist on TikTok suggested if you are highly addicted to sugary beverages like me and salty things and you're trying to lose weight, the average doctor is going to tell you to cut out pop altogether, do this, but drink the Coke Zero, drink those zero like sugar beverages because it'll help with the cravings, and it's really worked for me. I look forward to my Coke Zero every day. It keeps me away from like
Actual
my
Coke,
root beer.
yeah.
So yeah.
But we do fit on Alpen Fury.
We fit on Alpen
fit
Fury,
on
so we're
Alpen
skinny.
Fury.
That's,
We are skinny. That's
we
the
are
skinny
skinny.
check. We're skinny. We can afford to eat a few pizzas. That you see that
You
right
can
there,
afford to eat a
that's
few
the
pizzas.
toxic mindset.
I had the last weekend that we just went through. I was like, oh, you know, I've done so well. I'm down like 34 pounds. I'm gonna cheat. So I cheated the one day, and then I cheated again the next day because we went to. I was about to say Minions. We went to Minecraft movie, and then we went out to dinner. So I had 2 days of cheating, and I went up 4 pounds, and I was like, never again. So yeah.
What were we talking about?
We're talking about a bunch of things. I'm sorry, this podcast is not really a good podcast because if you guys can't see it, but I'm flushed, I'm burning up.
And this all literally happened like we got here, and all this started transpiring in the span of half an hour.
I'm gonna be honest right now. I'm trying not to tell you, but I'm in full panic mode because I think it's my appendix. I'm getting really sharp pains. Is the appendix your lower right or lower left?
It's this side, I think.
This side, yeah. I'm getting really sharp pains on my lower right, and I remembered you get the warning signs for appendicitis, which is what I'm experiencing.
Well,
Lower right, yeah,
hope
that's
it's
right.
not
I have a
bad.
really sharp pain in my lower right. Can you imagine?
appendix burst.
Right on live stream? Yo, that's kind of iconic.
We'll be at Coasters After Dark.
Sugar root beer.
Do they have that?
Yeah.
Oh,
100%.
Diet root beer.
I don't want. It can't be diet. It has to be zero.
Yeah, zero tastes better, by the way,
Yeah,
guys.
it does.
Diet tastes like Pine Sol. What were we talking about again? Sorry.
Coke Zero.
Coke Zero.
And
very-
appendicitis. Welcome to a roller coaster podcast, everyone.
By the way, you can get Coke Zero at any freestyle machine at Wonderland
If they're not out of it.
if they're not out of it. Or ice. Yeah, they're usually out of ice after 3 p.m. I think we were talking about Alpen Fury
Yeah.
and the progress that's going on. There was a couple of days they worked until 8, from
Yeah.
like 8 to 8.
Yeah. When the weather's good, I think, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just like trying to get the
No,
pain gone.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good. Keep going.
Okay.
No, I'm good. I'm
Okay,
good.
okay. Yeah, there was a couple of days they worked until 8. So when they're working, like And again, like if we don't see them working, they're probably doing things inside the mountain. There's a lot of prep work to do. But when they actually are like lifting pieces into place and erecting the structure, they do a lot.
Yeah.
You know, and at the early stages of construction, if you guys remember, they were doing what, like 6 pieces a day? They did that for like 3 days in a row when they were doing the producers being funny. When they were doing the whole like the whole sweep curve thing, the wave turn or whatever that thing is called. They were going fast. So I think they know that they can go fast on those low to the ground parts, right? Because you don't need the big crane and it's not hard to maneuver or position things around and there's not too many obstacles. So they get everything in place and all the columns pretty much are already in place. Like, you know, the footings that don't have the actual columns attached to them yet, those are all ready to go in place. So they can do that relatively quick. You know, that probably would take a week to do rest of the low to the ground stuff, but they have to obviously use the big crane for the heavier pieces.
Yeah.
Coaster Central gave you 99.
Oh, thank you, Coaster Central. Hi. I can barely see the screen.
There's no comments, just 99 cents.
Aw.
They gave you more 99 cents.
Yeah, hold on. Can you check Snap in a second?
Yeah.
Keep going.
Okay. Alpen Fury. Yeah. So when, you know, when they're done doing the bigger, like more complicated stuff, they can definitely go faster. They've made a lot of station progress, but what a lot of people don't realize is when a roller coaster, like when you're finished building it, there's still so many other smaller things to do, right? Like, you know, for Leviathan or Yukon or Behemoth, like, yeah, just because the layout is complete, like all the steel is up, the cranes can go away. You have to do the electrical, plumbing, the grouting. You have to grout each footing. You have to retorque the bolts. You know, you have to hook everything up to the grid, hook everything up to electricity. Then you need to test every single movable component. So even if it's just a little like actuator, you know, that does something with a brake or a lever or a switch, you have to test that individually. Then you have to test it with the system. But the cool thing is as Brendan said, they're already doing some of that envelope testing. They already got the first LSM launch hooked up. So it's possible that while the steel is still being erected, they are testing and they are actually like starting to program some of those other components, right? Because technically speaking, you don't need the roller coaster to be fully complete. Like you don't need to close the circuit in order to test and construct those other things. It's just under normal, you know, circumstances, they always do the layout first, the steel, and then they go to that stuff. But, you know, if they're falling behind in places, there's nothing to stop them from hooking up the launch to power and to actually programming some of the individual, you know, prox sensors or LSMs and relays and things like that while they're still putting raw steel into place. So as far as it may look behind, it's possible they've done a lot more work than it looks like it.
So Adrenaline Gamer has a good question. We might have to move into questions. I'm not doing so hot.
Okay, guys, we're going to move into questions maybe for like 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah, we'll do 15 minutes. I'll see
Sorry.
if I can hold on. He asked, how is the rollback and recovery process going to work for Alpen Fury?
Okay, so obviously if it rolls back, it's going to come to a complete stop because anything with LSMs, when there's no power, it acts as a magnetic brake. The train's going to come to a complete stop, and we were told on the tour that they will then evacuate the train, right? They'll get the riders off, and then they're going to swing launch it. So they're going to launch it backwards, and then they're going to launch it forwards at full speed to do their test cycles, and then the ride will be back operational.
Mm-hmm.
So
and yeah, and they have to run the test run. So that's what's Peter. So they wouldn't swing launch it.
yeah, they wouldn't swing launch it with.
They would the
people on
empty
it.
train though, I would assume.
The empty train,
Yeah.
but they won't swing launch it with people on it because once it's rolled back and stopped, that's going to be considered like a fault, and then the procedure is just to evacuate guests and then continue on with their testing. But they're going to have to do that every night and every morning anyways to get the trains on and off, right? Because that's where the transfer is. So that's not going to be anything bad.
Living with Tyler brought up a really good thing that I was just thinking about flying today. That fire effect is like, where are you going to put it? Because vortex, like,
On one of the peaks.
but even on the peak, like the restrictions, like I feel like it's gonna be one of those things that it works for the first year,
And then it's gonna-
and then we never see it again.
Like backlot.
I just can't see it working well in that location. Like the mountain is flammable.
They're gonna burn the mountain down. Oh, could you imagine being on Thunder Run and then all of a sudden you just see the wall catch on fire? Or Guardian?
Oh my.
Guys, I promise you the mountain's not gonna burn down.
They finish Alpen Fury. It's ready for the event. It's like, they're about to open it. It's thing. They do one test run with the fire effect,
It blows.
and the whole mountain just like a
Well,
cinder.
the good thing is they have a lot of water plumbing in there. They have a lot of plumbing in there for the waterfall.
Oh my goodness. We try. I hope someone's filming. Oh, that's all jokes, by the way. That's all jokes. I'm trying to get myself through this. The girl is on fire.
This girl is on fire.
Okay.
But the
Guys,
mountain's
keep
not
asking
flammable.
questions. I'll think about if we've missed anything that we had planned to talk about today. I know we were going on our Universal trip, but we can talk about that another week. We talked about
Oh,
World
Mindbuster.
Expo. We talked about. Oh yeah, you wanted to talk about Mindbuster.
You know, Mindbuster. They have what it looks like. They've been putting all the vertically stacked lumber in, but they still need to do the running rails, so that's going to take some time. Hopefully it's open for opening day or close to opening day. The park hasn't said anything about it, but it is going to be such a different experience that first half. This is how wooden coasters are supposed to be, guys. Wooden coasters are actually some of the smoothest rides in the industry. And I'm not talking about like RMC. I mean traditional wooden coasters. If you've ever ridden a modern day GCI like Mystic Timbers, perfect testament to that. It is glass smooth, butter smooth, not one pothole. Even, the gravity group retracts, the way they do it so precise and so perfectly that it lasts a long time and it is absolutely butter smooth.
Yeah.
So that's going to be really exciting.
Someone asked how much we weigh, so they can tell. I'm 252.
I'm 143.
And if you've ever seen me, a lot of my weight is like right here and here, obviously. But a lot of my weight is in in my thighs and that, which is hard to fit. So even if you're like 265, most of your weight is in your gut, you'll fit on Alpen Fury. Like there's a lot of bigger people who have smaller legs. Alpen Fury's restraint relies on your thighs, right?
Yeah. And the thing is too, we're also tall, so
JD, I wish I could show the chat the image.
is that Wonder Mountain? That is Wonder Mountain.
That's when they did the eruption show. It was such a good show.
Okay, the mountain didn't burn then.
That's true. I think JD's posting that to be like, Brendan, you dumb, you don't know what you're talking about. It's fire. So it's obviously fireproof then.
Well, I mean, it is concrete and steel.
Is there a way that we could post that on the...
Google Wonder Mountain eruption show.
Yeah,
or Canada's
Google
Wonderland eruption show.
What? Jake's coming. Are you able to... Yeah, you could insert it into the stream quickly, right?
This is the Wonder Mountain?
Yeah, that's Wonder Mountain. That's the eruption
mine
show.
Jake's hairline, guys.
Thunder Run after going too fast. Just say yes. It's okay.
Well, there was one day it kind of caught on fire.
Oh, hey, Jake.
Hi, everybody.
Jake's upset.
You guys are going to have to take me to the hospital.
Yeah, are you going to be okay here?
I'm
What is
hoping
happening?
it's... Okay, guys, to explain what happened, what I think it is I had...
Brendan's erupting right now.
That's my insides!
That's the toilet.
Oh.
Oh!
Oh.
Oh.
Oh. One second. Lock.
Guys, if you never got to experience this was the best show Wonderland ever did. Essentially, at 9:59 p.m. every night to clear out the park, what they would do is play earthquake sounds through every speaker in the park. It would start to play like earthquake sounds, like rumbling, and then the lights in the park would start to flicker, and then out of nowhere, the mountain would just... What? What do you say?
Nothing.
Oh.
That's so cool. I wish we could go back to that. I mean, now you can't because you'd barbecue Alpen Fury, but...
This is a great spot to sit.
One of Paramount's only wins.
Yeah. So read what that person said.
What?
You guys are going to take me to the hospital, I'm going to fart, and then it's going to be like, oh, okay. Marineland. Yeah, let's talk about it.
Okay.
You know what? It could be indigestion.
You were talking about Marineland.
Guys, I have ADHD. Marineland. Okay, so basically, there's more to the story now. There's another trademark that was filed recently, SeaWorld Adventure Parks, on top of United Parks and Resorts filing their trademark. Both of those have filed to operate and run theme parks in Canada. So a lot, like, to be honest, no one's actually tried to fight me on this. I was expecting there to be a lot of comments being like, well, this doesn't mean anything. Universal has trademarks in Canada. Disney has I already prepared my counter argument to that. So essentially, if you look up trademarks, they file specific reasons as to what those trademarks could be for. So Disney and Universal, for example, have trademarks to sell merch and branding for specific subjects. And it lists that. It'll list everything they want to do. Hershend has no trademark filing in Canada. And yeah, so SeaWorld and United Parks and Resorts has filed specifically to manage and add roller coasters and theme park attractions in Canada. So to us, the timing aligned perfectly. If you remember last year's Marineland was talking about someone being interested in purchasing it and that things were moving forward. And the timing aligns with when these trademarks were filed. Now, there's a lot of sneakiness going on. If you remember the public meeting they just had, they were like, well, we don't have a buyer right now, but we need to rezone our land and get funding to remove all the animals. And then now we're having photos leaking from construction companies of renovations taking place on their dolphin show building. And it's funny because these animal activists were tweeting, oh, Marineland's finally getting like bulldozed, blah, blah, blah. If you, like, and you know, even when I first saw it, I fell for it too because I read the thing and I thought it was real. But then I looked at it and I was like, wait, they're carefully holding things in place.
Yeah, that's scaffolding set up and bracing for the arches and stuff. So they're obviously going to preserve that.
Exactly. So to me, it's all screaming SeaWorld is moving forward with this park and, you know, they're starting the renovations. And a lot of people were commenting, well, part of the agreement was that they had to get rid of all the animals. And my argument to that is there is no agreement. There's no law. There's no thing that is stating Marineland has to remove all the animals. They are going to get rid of the land animals from what I know, and they've already started that process. And I'm hopefully going to fly this weekend to update you guys on Marineland and then deliver my old drone to Cole maybe. So he can start flying for Marineland if there's anything good. If there's not, then we'll hold off a bit. But to me, it's all screaming that SeaWorld has bought it. They're ready to go. All the trademarks are there to operate and manage it, and renovations have started. Marineland is not renovating their dolphin show if no one's bought that. And I also, they had to get funding to move the animals. They're not using that funding to renovate their dolphin show that already looked good for Marineland themselves, right? Mm-hmm. Like if Marineland was choosing to operate, to continue to operate, that place looks better than a lot of other places out there. But if SeaWorld was coming in, they would want to renovate it and, you know, make it their own.
Was it the SeaWorld name or United Parks?
It was United Parks and Resorts, but SeaWorld Adventure Parks was also trademarked to operate and add. The Adventure Parks one was even more detailed, where they wanted to add they also filed for Discovery Cove.
Isn't that already a place in Orlando?
Yeah, that's where you get to like swim with the animals and stuff, I think. With a water park, right? I think yeah. Discovery Cove is their water park. But sorry, we're looking at our chat, like where our people in Discord are sending us stuff. But yeah, so it's definitely something we're keeping an eye on. Does it 100% mean that SeaWorld is the buyer? No, it doesn't. Obviously, we can get things wrong. But if you're reading the room and you're looking at the evidence, this does look pretty promising in terms of the buyers of Marineland. So we'll keep an eye. Well, we should know soon. Like these renovations, like things are going to start leaking now.
Yeah. Well, the other thing is, too, it's not only buildings they can renovate, right? Like, they're going to have to start putting some more attractions, whether that's going to be... I know people don't like to hear it, or I don't know, like whether that's more like animal based under educational and conservation, or if they're going to say, hey, we're going to file a permit to build, I don't know, like a hyper coaster or a wooden roller coaster or some kind of amusement ride.
Will Top Thrill 2 be working?
Will Talk Thrill 2 be working?
They're
I think
testing
so.
it. Yeah, they are consistently testing it.
There's the
Last ride at
best
Cedar Point.
channel
This was the best
to
at Cedar
watch
Point.
Cedar Point updates on is Peninsula of Thrills on Instagram, and I think he has YouTube now. So definitely go check him out. He has amazing content
Lansing
on the
Coasters is
updates. He
also pretty
uploads
good.
it testing, so...
Any idea if Marineland's getting new rides?
Oh, if SeaWorld's the buyer of Marineland, then
for sure.
they're going to get new rides for sure, yeah.
Nice family.
To be
B&Ms.
honest, this is probably one of the better things to happen to Marineland. I know SeaWorld has a really bad rep, and I'm not going to get into it. I'm probably pissing people off. I'm sorry. You can DM me and we can have a conversation. I apologize. But SeaWorld does do, regardless of their past, they do a lot of rehabilitation work.
And conservation.
I got to do their rehabilitation tour, actually, I think, right before COVID. Not right before COVID, maybe like a couple years before COVID. I did it with one of my old best friends. And it was really cool. They definitely do a lot of work. So despite their past, if they're able to come into Marineland and showcase that to people, I have a feeling like, they probably have some master plan. Oh, we'll go on like media. We'll show them what we do. This is what we do.
Like a doors open policy thing.
Pass holder preview or Alpen Fury vertical first?
Pass hold. Oh,
Alpen
that's a
Fury.
good one. So Jake asked Alpen Fury. Someone asked in the thing, but Jake, Alpen Fury vertical done or pass holder preview day?
Pass holder preview. No, I hope not. Never mind. I take it back.
That's a good question.
Well, no, because
I'm
they
gonna
have to
stick
be
to.
done.
I have to stick with Wonderland here.
Yeah,
Alpen Fury vertical will be done.
Because those paths, like, you can close one or two paths, but you can't close half the park.
Yeah, closing that one path for Winterfest was bad.
The Vortex said I'm a whale. I'm upset.
I'm upset.
I'm upset.
You're gonna
Jake's
transport
famous
this whale
saying.
to the vet pretty soon if he doesn't feel better.
I know I'm going to need some whale tranquilizers soon.
At least we'll get a surf coaster at Marineland.
No,
Absolutely
no,
not.
we are
Those
not
are
getting a surf
surf
coaster.
coasters are terrible.
I
Jake
love
likes
surf
surf coasters.
It's so much fun jumping on the ride.
It's too much work.
If
to
you have to
on the
jump
ride.
to get airtime, then it's not a good ride.
Alpen Fury opening day predictions.
Victoria Day. I'm sticking to it.
Yeah. Victoria Day.
Did we see Action Zone staying
No.
with the Grand
Do we see Action Zone staying? No.
AZ is the best place in the park.
Oh, bullshit. Well, then you must agree that Behemoth is the best ride.
Absolutely not.
Well, you saw Behemoth testing.
We did, yes. It trimmed every single time.
It did, and don't let anyone tell you differently.
But I will say to counter that, it was running good even with the trims, to be fair.
Yeah. It's high quality B&M.
He said it the day of, just so everyone knows. But he was also really excited to just see a roller coaster.
I
ride.
was. Honestly, when Flight Deck was testing, I was jumping up and down. So,
there's a lot of new things you guys are going to see in the park. But if you want to see what the future's holding, all us in little park content creators, we're going to be going over to World Expo and filming all the construction markings and stuff, or at least that's what I'll be. Everyone will be going over to Alpen Fury. I'm going to be like, do over into World Expo. I'll be going to Leviathan.
When do you think Leviathan and Yukon will start testing?
Yukon will start testing tomorrow. Leviathan will start testing any day now. I don't know when Leviathan's going to start testing. I know it's going to be running next weekend, most likely. Yukon. So basically, how do I know? Just to answer this, because people are probably like, oh, you're getting told. With the drone, I can see which rides they're getting ready. So from the drone, I can see Yukon Striker. They were up and down the lift hill yesterday and today. They're getting the ride ready. It's going to test this weekend. Leviathan's getting its trains on the track. It's going to be next weekend, most likely. Vortex, they were getting it ready. Now it's not getting ready. It's not on the tracks. I don't think it's testing this weekend. Stuff like that. The drone, I can understand why parks don't like drones sometimes.
112 times zoom.
But yeah, that's essentially it. How many cycles do they need to do before
Coaster Studios collab?
Coaster? We were already on Coaster Studios. Okay, can I say something about Coaster Studios? You guys are gonna come for me so hard. I don't even care anymore. Coaster Studios is a great content creator. He's a great content creator. A lot of people give him and his girlfriend such a hard time. They are allowed to have their own opinions about things in life, and yes, they have made some mistakes, but we all make mistakes. Like, imagine if everyone was being watched on social media, everyone in the comments section, their daily life. We all don't hold the door open for someone accidentally sometimes. Then we turn around and we're like, oh my God, no. We all do stupid things. We all say stupid things sometimes. I was going to vote for a party, and then I changed my mind, and then I'm not going to vote for a party. I had different opinions about world events and all that, and then you change your mind.
Imagine if they saw our DM.
But, like, you know what I mean? Like, they're great content creators, and they are good people. Like, people need to lay off content creators sometimes. Like, they are allowed to have opinions just like you are. Sorry, I just had to get that off my chest because sometimes I see Sarah getting torn a new one on Twitter, and I'm like, leave the poor girl alone.
And
she has
everyone
opinions about
slips up.
something. Like, let her be. Like, that's her opinion. She's a person.
I think we'd all be a lot more sad if, you know, people like Coaster Studios stopped making videos and we didn't get to enjoy that kind of content.
Exactly. The two best content creators in this community are Coaster Studios and El Toro Ryan.
Oh, El Toro Ryan is yeah. His
Leave Brittany alone. I know I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this, like saying that, and I don't know the whole stories of everything, but God damn it, they make good content, and yeah. Any other good questions? I will see Brendan in World Expo. Is it the Globe?
put a little Tommy Hilfiger sweater on it, dress it up for Halloween. Put the white hard hat.
Can you talk about the loose article system for Alpen Fury? A lot of questions with that.
You heard it better on the tour, I think.
Yes, so what we heard on the tour is Alpen Fury will have, you know, paid lockers to the side, and they will have a loose article bin. The paid lockers are going to be for larger items such as backpacks and pretty much anything that can't be stowed in a pocket. And the person giving us the tour specifically did say at this time that will include medium-sized fanny packs. So what is a medium-sized fanny pack? I have no idea. I guess that's up to the park's discretion. The ride will have a bin system like Yukon Striker, but that bin system is only for pocket items, more specifically cell phones, keys, wallets, and sunglasses or glasses. Now, you can wear glasses on Alpen Fury, but they will need to be secured with a glasses strap that goes around your head.
Yeah, and that is most likely coming to other rides in the coming years as well. I know Yukon will have it this year as well.
And they're not doing it to make money. I know it's going to seem like they're doing it to make money, but it's for capacity. It's for capacity. I can't stress that out enough because it bothers me.
The business person in me is just like a little disagreeing, but they can say what they are doing it for capacity. They are like, that is a reason they are doing it, but they are also doing it to make money.
They could do it the Universal way, but Universal also has like $20 billion.
Yeah, they also are not building enough lockers. I see the Yukon lockers being built, and that is not enough for our Wonderland guests.
The other thing is, I think with free lockers outside the park is people would abuse them. Or not outside the park, but outside the ride, people may abuse them.
Yeah. It is. There was something explained to us years and years and years ago before COVID
it's
about
to cover,
why they
like,
need paid lockers and they can't get free lockers. What was it? Do you remember it?
Yeah, it's to cover like the locker rental fees and installation and stuff like that, and then like just operating the lockers.
Something about licensing from the lockers. But then again, why can't they build their own? But yeah, it was explained to us even before COVID happened that they're
it's
licensing and all that.
Whether or not you believe it or not, guys, this is the thing. Most amusement parks have lockers. Most amusement parks allow absolutely nothing on ride platforms. So the fact that they're still providing an option for pocket-sized items, I think is really courteous, and it's something that they don't have to do. In fact, we are one of the last parks in North America that offers bins on so many attractions, and it's something that, you know, Wonderland even stated that they don't want to do. But it's either that or they had to find a solution, you know, for capacity, because you know, nobody wants to wait in a 2-hour line, right?
Yeah.
And if you can find a way to even increase that line duration by 20 minutes, that's a win. That, in my opinion, is worth it. But I don't know. My whole thing is, I don't think you need, now obviously there's going to be exemptions, and there like medical exemptions and stuff like that, but for the average person, like for Wonderland's, you know, demographic audience, like the people who mostly attend, you know, like the high school kids and the teenagers and stuff, who all come in groups of like 5, 6, and each individual person has a backpack, that's not necessary, in my opinion.
This is going to trigger a lot of the GP. It will.
It will.
And the park is aware of that. They're not blind. They know that this is going to be an issue when they open, and I think that's why they're slowly introducing it to the park.
People are asking why do that if they have it like different at like Universal or Steel Vengeance.
Well, the thing with Steel Vengeance is, guys, they are free lockers in the line, but only for pocket-sized items. At Steel Vengeance, if you have a backpack or a large fanny pack, that has to go in a paid locker. Alpen Fury is doing the same thing, but instead of lockers, they're doing the bin system.
That is a very good point.
It's the same thing.
You're right. So what Surya just explained, I'm going to dumb it down for people like me, okay? So Steel Vengeance offers free lockers for cell phone-sized items. You're right. It's a very small locker. I remember it now. Wonderland is offering you free storage of really small items that can fit in your pocket. That's how they. But big bags, again, Wonderland, and this is true. Wonderland guests bring larger bags and a lot of items compared to other guests at other parks in the States. We have a trained guests that have been allowed backpacks upon backpacks to feed and change diapers for their large families. The teenagers bring their speakers into the park and all that. So Wonderland is in a different scenario than some of these other parks. That's a good point. You should be Wonderland's spokesperson. And by the way, that girl on the tour, the blonde girl, she's our new Grace.
Yeah.
Did you see that in the email? Yeah. Remember I called that out? I said that was going to happen. Sorry. That totally just hit me. I forgot to talk to you about that.
And actually, a lot of things at Universal, they do offer free lockers. However, for rides like the Mummy and Gringotts and stuff, if you want a bigger locker that can accommodate a backpack, you have to pay extra for that. Universal offers free lockers for pocket-sized items. If you've ever been on Velocicoaster, you know, you can go in the queue line. You're not putting a backpack in one of those free lockers.
Yeah, there is a season pass locker add-on, but I would get clarification from the park if that works on rides. I assume it does because it's, what, $100 and something?
$150.
Yeah, it's crazy. So it's worth it, though, if you're going to be there every day with bags. But it does suck because there are a lot of students that go to Wonderland after school, and you obviously have to have your backpack. Yeah, maybe that's why. Maybe the reason we have backpacks more than other parks is we're in a metropolitan city.
Kings Island?
Easy access. Yeah, I know.
Okay.
But
Easy access, yeah.
so kids hop over after school. Like, people come after work. Parents come with their family. We're a family park, too. Like, that's probably just it. Yeah.
Well, when families come, they can keep their stuff in the car. I'm sorry.
Surya, you need to be at front gate on a podium this year.
Yeah, I will.
You and your backpacks are ruining this park.
They are. Guys, I'm indoctrinated to the way that other parks do it. I'm all for capacity and cycles. Because that means less waiting in line, and nobody wants to wait in line. Let's be realistic.
Out with you.
You have
What
a
do you
backpack.
think
What
this
is
is?
this? Get
Do
out.
you want nets everywhere on this pathway? You're a part of the problem.
Y'all should be
It's like
happy.
a family with a diaper bag.
Yeah, you all should be happy they didn't give us metal detectors in the lines. Could you imagine how that would turn over?
Yeah, like Top Thrill 2.
Yeah, Top Thrill 2, Twisted Timbers, Steel Vengeance all have metal detectors. The rides at Universal have metal detectors because there is a zero tolerance policy for anything in your pockets on those rides. So Wonderland is like, they're doing it right. They are doing it right.
Time to optimize. Get your zipper pockets.
Zipper pocket.
Zipper
I've been
pockets.
preaching this
Costco.
for 15. Yeah, if you go to Costco, they have the best shorts there. They're cheap. They're like $15. The brand is Spider. The zipper pockets, guys. I'm gonna stand up for this. Oh God, they fit right here, like on the thigh. So when the restraint comes down, it doesn't crush anything. Like it won't crush your phone screen. It's fantastic. Costco has the best zipper pockets. They're cheap, multiple colors, beautiful colors. We love the colors at Costco, and it's just great. Go to Costco.
Was that a sponsorship?
Nice.
Wait, can I tell them about the sponsorship request we got? Did you hear about it?
No.
Captain Morgan?
No.
Guys,
I'll do a sponsorship
The
with them.
channel got a sponsorship request from a fish and chips company. Is that when you know you're fat? They wanted us to cook in the oven their little breaded chicken or fish sticks and talk about them in a video. How do you work that into a coaster channel? Before I go to Wonderland every day, I can't go without my fish sticks.
Are you guys tired of standing in line for Lazy Bear Lodge? Well, I got the solution for you. Go on your Easy Bake Oven in 15 minutes. You can have Captain Morgan fish sticks.
I didn't know if at first I was like, this has got to be fake, but then I looked at the email address and all that. I'm like, oh, that's actually the company.
Are you telling me you don't want free fish sticks?
I just took it as an insult. I was like, is this because I'm covering Marineland?
If they did
Or
chicken
is this 'cause
tenders,
of-
if they ever did chicken tenders, yeah. Jane's, can we get some Jane's sponsorships?
Oh, man.
Guys, Lululemon pants.
Oh, Jake is telling us to recommend Lululemon pants to you guys. That is, question mark.
I'm wearing them right now.
Oh, my God. Jake took Surya into Lululemon like a month ago.
Yeah, and I was like forced to buy them. Jake was like, so Surya, you're going to buy them on? Try them on. Come on, Surya. What size do you? Try them on. Try. He's giving me the pants. And I'm like, I don't want to try on these pants.
Expensive, yeah.
I love you. Jasmine called me out.
Jake, you're overly obsessed with
Jasmine,
Lululemon.
right? Costco zipper. I can do a whole podcast off of Costco's zipper pocket pants
Well-
and shorts.
But ever since I started going to Park, I only have zipper pocket clothing now.
That's the way to go. Zipper pocket clothing, guys. That's going to be the way of
only
the
thing I have.
future.
It's great because then, like, I'm on the train. It doesn't fall out of my pocket.
You need zippers.
Yeah.
I think it picks you up. Talk.
If I talk loud enough. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Why are you screaming at us?
Did we do something wrong?
Are you upset?
What the crap is Lulu?
Where can I buy a season pass locker add-on? It should be under add-on options.
Extras.
On the website. Jake is just saying.
Dude, don't tell my secret. I have been since 1999. I can tell you the Von teens will be putting bags on. Oh, yeah, that's true, dude. They do. Wonderland's gotten into the habit of taking the bags. And then remember I made that video of them doing that one time and then I got email
a disappointed face.
It's so scary when I do something wrong with Wonderland. I'll get an email almost instantly and I'll be like, we're disappointed in you. This is what the real thing. And with that, so we saw them taking bags at Halloween Haunt. What they do is they said they do that and they go over to the guest services so people don't steal them because people were stealing them, which makes sense.
You know how when Guardian first opened, they had the lockers and stuff. It's going to be like that.
Surya, what is a block zone? You won't be able to say this. Jake will.
Jake will.
Guys, for those of you who are unfamiliar, a block zone is a section of ride that only one train may occupy. At the end of a block zone is a method to stop a train in case the block zone ahead is still occupied. This is the safety system that prevents roller coaster trains from colliding with one another. And also, Alpen Fury will only have 2 trains.
Alpen Fury should have 3 trains.
Jake is the biggest El Toro Ryan fan. He literally has Vessies because of El Toro Ryan. He watches
He has his
it's
merch,
a
the
whole
Block
thing.
Zone sweater.
Yeah, he has he has merch.
He has 2.
He is the first to know when a video goes up, and it's a whole thing. He gets his popcorn ready, and then he literally turns us down in Discord so he can't hear us, and then sits there and watches an El Toro Ryan video like it's the newest, best movie in the world. So El Toro Ryan, like Jake's your biggest fan.
His videos are so good.
He's a good guy. He's the most real guy I've ever met, but I say that all the time.
I got to meet him once at Carowinds.
Really?
Yeah, I had lunch with him in Harmony Hall.
Oh,
He knew me
see,
because
he's
of
so
you.
nice.
He's like, you're Amusement Insider's friend from Canada.
Oh, him and Craig got along really well. I'm always the shy one that just sits there standing like a log.
A log?
A log. I always stand there so awkwardly.
Yeah, can I have a picture with you?
Craig makes the best. Craig makes fun of me the best when it comes to interacting with you guys. If you ever think that I didn't want to talk to you or that I was awkward when you met me, I promise you, I am the shyest person in the world. I am really awkward when I don't know someone, but once I get to know you, I open up. Then I'm like, you're like, oh, I preferred the shy you, but yeah. It's not you, it's me, I promise.
You know what? I want to say something. This is a totally different rant, but a lot of people assume, you know, when you're like making content and stuff, that because you post yourself on the internet, which is true, you post yourself out there, you post your voice out there, you post your opinions or whatever, that you're not socially shy, that you're so open. But you have to understand, when you're posting these things, you're behind a screen and there's no one else there, right? So you have that safety, like you're in an environment where you feel safe and blah blah blah, and then, you know, you see a number, whether a video gets 10 views, 100 views, 1,000 views, 100, whatever it is. But then you go out and people are like, hey, I know you from this and that. It's like, well, when you made that video, you were alone, you know, just staring at your screen, right? So sometimes it's overwhelming. It's really overwhelming.
Well, and I'm really shy, Surya, to like, if I ever like jokingly upset him, he'll just shout in the like, we were walking at Vaughan Mills today, and he just shouts something embarrassing about me out loud for everyone, and I'm like running, like I'll run away. I can't take any attention, which is funny because then I go to a construction site with a coach bag. And then I get all like nervous because.
But it's different though, and it's something that I think is hard to understand.
Yeah. If someone offer you better.
Will Alpen Fury have multi-move?
No, it doesn't need it. Oh, I'm getting. Oh my god, I'm getting a look. Oh, Jake.
Oh.
Did I break the Harry Potter Lego?
No, what are you, the fine. Lego? What about your computer?
I don't care about the computer.
Multi-move. Do you know what multi-move is?
It's when both trains can move simultaneously after being dispatched. Behemoth doesn't.
Yukon, they don't have it anymore. They stopped.
Didn't they get rid of it because of Valraven?
Yeah.
Nothing's happened.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so Leviathan has it.
Leviathan and Behemoth have it.
Oh.
Behemoth's is like, Leviathan's is the best. I hope Alpen Fury has. Yeah.
Well,
like Skyrush has it. It's when two trains are in the station at the same time, because normally one block zone. I went over that.
He's talking to me like I'm an idiot.
But Behemoth is a little more iffy, right? Because it's gravity fed into the station.
Yeah.
It's not like Leviathan has the drive tires.
What are we talking about? We're talking about multi-move. It's Jake. You want to explain it one more time?
It's when two trains are allowed to be in the same block zone at a time with micro sensors. Like there's
Just keep the mic.
with the amount of sensors that there are inside of the station, it's able to
Jake,
track.
why don't you just come over here?
It's able to track it to a higher
just come over here.
Precision
We
rate.
won't talk about any secrets or anything.
Guys.
And then I have a personal question
How?
that involves me and Jake afterwards because I got a little upset
What?
earlier, but we'll hold that off.
Guys, these are my
question.
Lululemon pants, by the way.
Costco.
They have zippers on the side. They're very nice. Oh, also this Maverick hoodie.
Yeah, whose hoodie is better? What's
Maverick
the better
or Top Thrill Dragster?
original dragster?
Guys.
I've never ridden that ride before.
Guys, this hoodie is so nice. It's on the back.
Top Thrill Dragster. What was the better ride?
See, Maverick.
Dragster.
Maverick. Brendan.
Brendan.
I'm feeling very squished here.
It's okay, Jake.
Jake's hoodie has the class. I love the Maverick one. Maverick. Top Thrill 3. Maverick. Sweet hoodie, thank you, I know.
Can we get some
Maverick.
compliments to
Steel
Brendan's hoodie? He's feeling left out. Oh, do you want to show those?
Cannibal at Lagoon. You guys have to ride it before.
Brendan,
Guys, I'm going to Europe. They're going to Universal and I'm going to Europe.
I'm not going to show the writing on them because I don't want people to forge anything.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, the bracelets came in. For the event.
Ooh.
It's Alpen Fury's colors.
That is how you will be admitted to the LRT.
Well,
And
you'll
they-
scan your ticket and then you'll get one of those. And that's just how we track everyone.
Yeah. Jake, go to Phantasialand. I'm going
I
to
think they heard me.
Thorpe Park, but I don't know what else park. Okay, I was deciding, right? What park I was going to go to.
You were.
So I was going to Park Asterix, Alton Towers, Plopsaland, or what's the last one? Wallaby, Belgium. I can choose one of those 4 parks.
Conda.
But like,
Or Ride to Happiness.
Ride to
That's the
Happiness.
big
That's
one, yeah.
what happened to your.
Oh, remember when I crashed the drone?
That drone's crashed several times.
I buy good drones, okay? That thing crashed and she's alive with super glue.
It's crashed in your car.
Plopsaland. I don't know which one to go to, guys. They all have one good ride
Plopsaland.
and then an SLC. Ride to Happiness. Yeah, I was watching Coaster Studios' Ride to Happiness video, like the review. I want to go there, but I also want to go to Wallaby Holland for Conda.
Why, am I supposed to say something about your trip?
No.
We're actually canceling his trip.
Yeah, we're taking him to Universal.
He didn't make enough TikToks this season.
Guys, a construction update will come eventually.
What are you most excited for, Brendan, about Epic Universe?
Astrid.
Me too! No, wait! Astrid is...
Brendan's feet are in my face.
I'm excited. Oh, mine have a hole in them. Do you want to see mine? No!
Oh my goodness. So me, what I'm most excited about. Okay, this is gonna sound really cheesy. Okay, so to explain to you guys, if you've ever heard my really personal story about why I'm an enthusiast, it's my dad. I used to not like rides and roller coasters. There's actually pictures, I have to find them one day, of me terrified that my dad would force me on rides. He always wanted to take me to Universal Studios. It was his dream to take me, and then he passed away, so we never got to go. So my dad's brother took me on that trip the same year that my dad passed to kind of like fulfill it and show me. And ever since then, because of that and that the story, I've had an attachment to Universal Studios. And I used to go with my old best friend. We used to go twice a year. Literally every penny, when I was like a teenager and a young adult and all that, every penny I had, I would go. And Hard Rock is actually one of my favorite resorts just because of everything. It's the setting. I was having a really rough day one day at that resort, and there was a whole party going on, and they took me under their wing because they saw me crying. And I had a whole fun night. So it's just like there's an atmosphere at Universal Studios that's just like unexplainable. It's like you're in a different world. It's an escape. It's a genuine, like when I go to Cedar Point, it's like vacation and work. Like, I feel like I'm working still, and when I come home, I'm tired.
Like right when you ride Pipeline, you gotta work.
Yeah, but when I go to Universal, I feel like I escaped the hard times in life. So, yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to.
Guys, I said...
Everyone else in my friend group is excited for Astrid.
I am very excited to meet... Astrid.
Guys, I said Wallaby Holland. I meant Wallaby Belgium. That's my bad. Everybody was commenting, and I wanted to correct myself.
And Hiccup Swing Gliders.
Hopefully we fit.
yeah!
Hiccup Swing Glider.
What's going
They
on?
have a spinning coaster. They have a spinning coaster.
It's like 2 feet long.
That's okay. You still spin.
We're going to wait an hour. Well, we bought Fastlane for Epic.
Epic was very epically expensive.
This trip is the most expensive trip I think I've been on.
Me too.
Yeah. Like the total trip, not split up, is probably between $5,000 and $7,000.
It's a lot of Carowinds.
Yeah, American.
Send me to LaRonde. Why would I ever want to go to LaRonde?
Ew.
It's okay. I hate Laurent, but I also I hate it now because I've been and I don't see the purpose to go again. But it's not a bad park. Like, I enjoyed it when I was there. If you're with good company and you understand what you're getting into, it's not a bad park.
Guys,
Mostly the company
why
part.
would I ride off-brand Behemoth when I can ride it at home?
Behemoth is off.
Behemoth is
Sorry, Leviathan.
He's in here. Behemoth is in here.
Behemoth is a great attraction, headlining attraction. People come from far and wide.
Did you just poke me?
I'm trying to protect you from my foot. You see? Look at this. I'm holding my foot away from him, but the camera doesn't do it justice. I'm pulling my foot back.
Jake, what do you have to say about that?
I need a foot massage.
What? Wait, you the machine you got.
Oh, it's over here.
Yeah.
I got a foot massager.
Do you think Laurent will ever get a water park? Just jump in the St. Lawrence.
There was a whale in there. Like,
There was. It got killed by a boat.
I
a
was highly
ship.
offended. They were all reporting that it was a whale. I was just out for a swim.
Oh, Vampire. I forgot about that. They have an invert.
It's good. It is good. But I
I've
can't.
never been on a Batman clone.
It's good. It's fast. It's
Every
intense.
Six Flags park has one.
Do you know what ride there messed me up? The good cyclone.
Oh yeah. The big.
I rode it twice in a row, and I had to take. I couldn't ride anything for 2
Sledgehammer.
hours.
Yeah, Cyclone sucks. It's all about Sledgehammer.
Guys, Sledgehammer is such a good ride.
A Sledgehammer is a great ride, especially in 2025.
Which B&M is testing this weekend? Yukon Striker. I saw them getting it ready. I think Vortex was supposed to test, but yeah, I don't think that's happening anymore. But that's just all from the drone. It could be wrong.
Oh, someone asked if we're gonna do Wonderland vlogs this year.
Yes. I wanna go back to. Do you remember when you and Surya and I? Is it weird that we're talking about ourselves in a weird is that weird? No. You and I have good chemistry on camera for some reason. Like it's just like.
Oh, sorry, I got distracted. It's just right there.
We're like sisters. I think that's what it is. Like we're literally like brother and sister. Which one's the brother? Which one's the sister? That's up to. But yeah, we work. Like it's just
it works.
Like, I remember
it
even
works.
like when I was telling the team we were like getting the podcast ready to switch it up to just you and I again, and everyone who was on it before was kind of like, you know what? It just like you two work, so it makes sense.
That's why I get this little eighth of the screen.
Poke it.
That hair costs like $15 a month to insure.
A month, $1,500 a month.
It's property of Amusement Insiders.
Guys, it's not even. It's all flying to this side, and it's not like proper. You can see it's all on an angle.
Yeah. XXL bromance.
Don't talk about Jake that way.
Jake weighs the most out of all of us.
He does.
We're
You-
constantly bullying
you
him
should
over his
literally
weight, trying
see-
to get him on the right track.
He's literally on the other side of the screen, making sure everything's going okay, eating queso and chips.
So that was upsetting you
Yeah,
too?
that was bothering
That was
me.
upsetting me. Yeah,
actually
that was
bothering-
upsetting me.
And he would purposely lean over and I'm
He's
looking.
dipping
Yeah.
I'll give you one.
Is there any more?
No, it's all gone. I ate it all.
Jake eats a lot.
He does eat a lot.
You
It's
weren't
not
used to
fair.
that. When you started hanging out with us again, you saw that we were.
Yeah, I got
sending
upset.
our
I was
food
getting
over to him.
upset. I'm like, what is this? The dynamic is changed. Don't look at my fat. Don't look at me like that.
But yeah, we're live streaming and Jake's over there eating, and I'm sitting here like dying, and I'm like, I just hear Jake's like enjoying that salty crunch
that-
of a chip.
Guys,
Oh.
the queso and chips from Chipotle, I decided to get some because I was going to sit back there and, look at the chat.
Look at the what?
Look at the chat. He's stabbing me with the mic.
Because he's upset.
So I decided to get some extra chips to stay not as bored.
Anyone here listen to Avicii? I mean, he makes good music.
He made good music.
Jake,
He made good music.
guys, I have Lululemon pants on.
He made good music.
What?
I'm done for the day.
You just got canceled. You're getting actively canceled right now.
One time I went to Chipotle 3 days in a row. That was bad.
I've pulled like 7-8 day in a row benders before.
I can't go to Chipotle more than 3 days in a row. It was
Yeah,
bad.
we all miss Avicii, guys.
Add it to the list.
Time.
Cancel me. Add it to the list.
Oh yeah, he makes great music. He made great music.
I didn't know.
No. I can relate.
My glasses are lecturing me now.
Yeah, because you're talking ill of the dad. Last episode.
It's YouTube's playing some Trump tariffs YouTube videos in my head right now.
Did Drop Tower get all of its new parts?
Drop Tower didn't get a single new part. Do you guys want to know the real story?
Yeah, they you want to know what those parts were? Let's tell them what the parts were.
Oh. They were the LSMs. So they were they were black fins. You remember the whole story. And have you ever seen black fins on a launch coaster before?
No, but the fins aren't black anyways. I think it was just a protective wrap.
Did we see the ones in the... Oh, it might have been... Okay. So they were black, and it was stored with Drop Tower's carriages. If you... Units, sorry. So we assumed that it was gonna... thing, and then we had heard that there was some refurbishments coming to the area, but the refurbishments were for Spinnovator and King's Feast. So... yeah, there's all okay. So to explain it, because this is funny, and I say this to everyone in Discord all the time, and I say this to the audience. I think I said this to you guys last weekend on the podcast. Essentially, what happens, and this happens for every YouTube channel, and this is why when people on Twitter say it too. You can't trust the YouTubers when they say something. There's some truth to that. So, for example, let's say Jake's a construction worker, or Jake's someone that works in the government, or Jake's someone that's just has a friend that thing. Jake will come up to me and be like, hey, I heard this, blah, blah, blah. And then I go, well, okay, some of that sounds true, some of that doesn't sound true. Well, okay, it's starting to align. And then it's like broken telephone. So in my head, I go, okay, a ride in Medfair is going to get an upgrade. We're at Winterfest. We see Drop Tower's units, and then I see a bunch of crates stored around the Drop Tower units. And I go, okay, well, it must be Drop Tower. Well, they're repainting the other Drop Towers, so it makes sense.
They removed the Carowinds one.
Yeah, they removed the Carowinds one. So then I go, oh, okay, guys, I think Drop Tower could be getting an upgrade. Meanwhile, Spinnovator's like, surprise! It's me! But yeah. Jake, you're making a face?
What? Guys, I'm being poked.
I'm sorry, I apologize.
What do you think they will put in Time Warp's plot of land?
A bathroom.
Wait, where? What did you say?
What
What
was that you said?
I've been paid, and all I hear is them talking about Trump tariffs in my ear. How do I make it stop?
What do we think is going in Time Warp's plot of land?
Such a loaded question. You guys want my honest opinion?
King Daka.
We were talking about this. There's a small chance that... So I think that the water attraction is
Why are you touching?
a water coaster like Kings Island got. But, guys, they're not bulldozing Time Warp Station. And if you were clearing that land... And Time Warp Station can't fit much. It really can't. Can't fit a wing coaster train, but it can fit
a B&M invert.
Logs.
I like mine better.
But then at the same time, they would have to chisel out that station and redesign it anyways, right? Because right now it's a flat surface.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
So maybe they're just like, it's like a later date thing, but...
Yeah, they did that with
Or they just want to use it for storage.
I mean, Beast, like Junior, right?
The Son of Beast.
Yeah.
Well, they turned the station.
So
into a
again,
haunt
that's another
maze.
thing, right? You can't read into everything, and this
It
is
could be
why.
an extension of the haunt maze. That's there.
Yeah, because Son of Beast Station got turned into a haunt maze, like it was called Wolf's Den.
Yeah, they did. They built a service road too. There's other things that my Patreons know about that I can't really go into too much detail, but there is construction going on in Kingswood as well, just so everyone knows.
Guys, I don't know anything about Time Warp. I'm sorry, I don't know how many block zones it had.
Oh, it probably had more than one.
It had like what, 4 trains? So at least more than 4.
Had 5 trains.
Okay, well then more than 5.
It's gonna be a Coca-Cola refresh station,
Oh,
or maybe it's gonna be a VIP lounge.
A Marriott.
We need a VIP
No,
lounge over
Marriott.
there. Another one for me.
we
to
don't
sit
need
in.
more VIP. We need to get rid of them. They're ruining this community.
You sat in there just as much this year.
Yeah, I know, because there's nothing to do during Winterfest.
I had to keep using my Bring a Friends on him.
You're not even drinking anything.
I
You're
know,
drinking
I
air.
stopped.
Oh,
my
here,
s-
let me do that.
My straw's falling apart. How do your paper straws not fall apart?
I bought an extra one.
Listen, there's liquid in here. It's just the straw is dysfunctional at the
I
moment.
feel like one day we're gonna be on 600-pound sisters.
And Jake's gonna be pushing us.
Just the way we're drinking our Coke Zeros
You're
right
gonna
now.
walk around the park in one of those one of the electric scooters.
They rent them $50 a day. It'd be better just to buy one with how much we go.
He did not just say we're gonna have to go around and motorize. Who's gonna film my construction updates when there's a fence?
You, and then you'll have like.
Is the Wonderland higher ups gonna be standing at the fence?
You'll
like,
have a telescopic feature that comes
Yeah,
up
no,
and
it'll
over.
be like one of those lifts that like. The
You'll have
scissor
your own
lift.
little crane.
It'll be a little scissor lift that moves your chair up.
I
And you'll
mean-
have like one of the $10,000 chairs that.
Yeah, we'll call it the amusement mobile.
Would you guys still watch me if I was 600 pounds?
He's gonna have oxygen tubes. Ah! He's gonna be eating a burger in one hand.
Me literally like 3 months ago.
No, the progress you've made, though, in all seriousness, no
34 pounds?
34.
There's
something
nothing
like
in
that.
the world that can lift 10 million pounds or 1 billion pounds.
It's 18,000. Thank you very much.
Brendan is the third train.
Can you imagine Wonderland approaching me and being like, so one of our trains isn't working and opening week is next week? Is there any way?
Yeah, can we just attach you to the track?
You only need 1 day of training. 300 cycles. That's okay. You can do it. Okay.
Will Tundra Twister ever be good? Guys, that's a great ride.
Okay, I do like Tundra Twister, but the park wasn't aware that it was going to be what it was going to be. And it is a flop no matter how you look at it, but I like it. It's pretty. It really is pretty. I think they
the
built it
Country
on if they
Canada
built it in Medieval Fair, I think it would be a lot better if it was in Medieval Fair.
nowhere.
Remove Leviathan and build Tundra Twister there.
Yeah. Well, now Alpen Fury is definitely not going to open.
Is that a threat?
Brendan, if you were the third train, the track would exceed its limits.
Yeah, we need a bigger.
That's what the ghost.
Something about the crane?
Chad said.
How many cranes do we need to lift
Is
Brendan
your hair
into
the
place?
fire effect?
Guys, if my hair was ever on fire, we'd have problems.
Yes, we would. The amount of chemical that's
Oh
in
my
there.
god, it would blow up. It would like burn purple.
He would look like that Disney villain with the blue flames as the hair. What's his name?
Oh my god, you know what I saw on TikTok? I saw the evil queen at Disney. Like I saw.
Oh, isn't she
She's so
amazing?
good. The way
I
she
love
whips her
her.
cape in
Yes!
people's faces, just
The way she insults guests too.
mirror, mirror.
I'm the most beautiful of all. What's your excuse?
And then the baby, like ugly.
She must have your genes. You are definitely getting my videos forced to you now.
Yeah, because look what you send me at 2 a.m.
How to lose weight quickly. And that's all.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's working.
We need a hair routine. Guys.
Oh, guys, it's so long. And if it rains, he cries.
Well, you don't function in the rain, do you?
I get very upset
He
when
doesn't
it starts
function
raining.
half the time.
Say something
Beautiful
nice.
weather we're
Say
having.
something nice, or it's gonna be
Beautiful
upset.
weather. It was snowing.
It's gonna be upset.
It's
Say
upset.
something
Oh my
nice.
god.
Wonderland in 16 days.
2 trains on Alpen Furies makes sense.
Yeah.
Is that good?
We're at 40 minutes of questions.
It's unnecessary to have more than 4 blocks for Alpen Fury.
Are you gonna make it to 20,000 rides on Leviathan?
Not this year. Next year.
I'm kidnapping him.
Next year.
Alpen Fury. He's gonna have 1,000 rides in Alpen Fury.
Shane, like the I'm upset.
Say it properly.
I'm upset.
Just so you guys know, this is actually what he says in Discord when he's actually upset, and that's how we know he's upset. It's really easy to make him upset too.
It is,
Do
actually,
it.
yeah.
Show an example.
I'm scared. I don't know if I like your hair, Jake.
Excuse me.
There's something.
My hair
yeah.
is the most prettiest thing in this room.
Lululemon isn't that great.
All right. Well, the end stream button is up there. It's a little click away.
I don't know if I like that sweater.
Yours is just as broken as this one. It was so broken it got turned into another ride. At least mine is still operating. You lost that one.
He didn't even give you time to respond.
I'm distraught.
The shade.
Guys, Lululemon is the best. I highly recommend.
Every time Jake forces me to go in that store, I'm literally like, oh, look at all these items I don't fit in.
Oh, literally.
They have your size.
And they stare at you too. Like. they
And what
know
size
it.
is that, Jake?
I don't know.
Yeah. Jake
saw a
doesn't
tag
know.
up here.
Jake doesn't know. Give me that. Jake doesn't.
Jake, what size is
Jake
it?
doesn't know.
There's a tag up here somewhere.
That's not mine.
You don't know my size.
I can guess.
He's got
I
my
want to
size!
see. Let me see that. Let me see that. Wow, extra small.
Thank
wow.
No,
That's
extra
impressive.
skinny.
Extra skinny.
Thank you. I manipulated them well.
Extra McDonald's.
Is that what XM stands for?
Yes.
It's so great having Coca-Cola still.
I have Coca-Cola. It's just my straw is not
Here comes the airplane. There's no Coca-Cola in here.
exposed.
This is melted ice.
There's melted ice.
Mister, I still have.
I have liquids.
Jake, you're supposed to be reading the questions.
Guys, I'm working on it. When will we get a Lululemon and fish sticks podcast?
Holy cow. Do you guys want the fish sticks one? Should I email them back and say yes?
I'll eat 20 fish sticks
Hi,
on camera.
Connor.
I just know if I did it, I'd get canceled. I get canceled for everything.
The fish sticks?
Yeah. Can you imagine? Oh, we sold out.
Fish sticks.
And
We
can you
don't-
imagine being known as the channel that sold that?
You know, what if we didn't do a sponsorship? What if we actually went and bought fish sticks ourselves and just did it for fun?
You have to. When you get sponsorships now, you have to like legally. You have to be like, this is a
Oh,
paid
okay.
sponsorship.
Well, it's not a paid sponsorship. It's cooking with us.
Guys, we need some good questions or else I'm going to press the end stream button. Brendan needs-
Whale sticks. You might have to push it soon. My stomach's killing me.
Yeah. Cooking with Surya. Cooking with Surya.
Yeah, your
Press
add-ons.
it for real, Rapids. All right, we got one vote to end the stream.
Your add-on should work for past preview day.
Yeah, it will. It has
How
before.
is Minebuster doing? Will it be ready?
No, it's not gonna be ready for opening day.
Opening day or
It's
pass
doing-
holder day?
Pass holder, pass holder, and opening day is actually a good like
Good
what
2
week late?
weeks almost.
2 weeks
Yeah.
after that. Yeah.
Oh, maybe. They, like, again, okay, so sometimes Wonderland looks like it's really far behind, and then they somehow catch up. This could be one of those situations. Like, maybe laying down the metal track is super easy. It's literally like boop, 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 boop.
Just super glue.
I hope
They
not.
use 8-inch nails.
But
8-inch? It's like...
This big.
8-inch.
That's about 8 inches.
That's not 8-inch.
This is 6.
That's not 6.
That's 6.
what are you trying to
Like that.
measure?
That's 6 inches.
Nails.
That's
We're measuring nails,
that's
guys.
8 inches.
We're measuring nails.
Oh, I didn't even. I was just trying to figure out what you were measuring.
8 inches is big.
Beautiful
weather.
Is it time to end the podcast?
Yeah, it's time to end the podcast. Thanks, Shane.
And go to the hospital.
Yeah, vet.
That took me a second.
Okay, one more question. One more good question.
6 trains.
On Alpen
Guys,
Fury.
we need a good question or else I'm not going to end the stream. What's your question?
No, I'm telling them to ask a good question.
Guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Brendan puts a lot of work into these videos, especially in his status that he's in right now. So
I heard
please-
status. I got triggered.
Statusing on the chair.
I did hear a lot of squeaking when he sat down.
My chair's rock hard.
Oh, here we go. Big long question.
Will guests be able to sit on the trains?
He's asking about
a test seat? No.
There's gonna be a test scene, isn't
Yeah,
there?
there's gonna
Yeah,
be...
there's gonna be a test seat. You can sit in the test seat
Is the
and
fire
pretend to
effect
take.
real?
Yes.
Okay, good. Great last question, everybody. We hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching.